Hi, friends. I'm George from Houston, Texas. Hope you guys are well on this lovely Friday, May the 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo to all you out there celebrating this day. I wanted to share a quick workflow that I use in Studio One for navigating my sessions. To do this, I have a few tools. Number one, I have the SSL UC8 and the SSL UC1. I have a GK6, I believe, keyboard that I purchased in Amazon. I have a knob control, and I also have a Logitech mouse from called the G604. You can see it there. And it has buttons here on the side that you can program, as well as other buttons here. You can see the buttons there. But I use all of these tools when navigating my sessions. Some of the shortcuts or macros I've programmed on the UC1. I've also programmed a lot of the macros here on this keyboard, mechanical keyboard. And some of the shortcuts are on my mouse according to how I navigate my session or how I'm used to mixing. The other thing that I use is the knob control, and I use this for setting levels of anything that has a slider or anything like that. It feels really nice. It's really easy to use. So this is a multi-purpose video. First, let's start with this session. I have 55 tracks. I come from a Pro Tools background, so I'm used to using automation lanes here. So that's what you're seeing from the tracks. And basically, if I go to the console here, basically I'm showing all of the mix buses and other auxiliary tracks that I have set up on my session. But I love to have redundancy in my session, so I do use these quite a bit. Now I'm not going to play any audio on this session because I can't. I'm not allowed to share it just yet. But I want to show you how I navigate my session now that I've given you kind of the breakdown of the tools that I use. All right, so Studio One has a feature called scenes. Now, some people use scenes for checking like mixes, mix 1, mix 2, mix 3. I use scenes for navigation. And the way I use my scenes is, if you look here, I have all of my scenes set up. I have 9 scenes currently, and I'll show you how these work. So I'll hide my scenes, and basically this is where I use my mechanical keyboard. That first row, I have all of my scenes set up. So I'll go, scene 1 is lead vocal. Actually, let me open up the scenes so you could see them on this side. When I hit 2, I have the drums, 3 is bass, 4 electric guitars, 5 is the key, 6 is the BGVs, and 7 I call these stems. I use this for like my master levels, and I also use them as redundancy for automation. And then 8 is my acoustic guitar, and 9 is all of my tracks. So when I'm navigating, it's easy. And when I'm mixing, sometimes I like to see all of the tracks, and I could be on the drums here and stuff like that. But if I quickly just want to go to my vocals, I just press 1, and it's really just one track. If I want to go to my guitars, my stems, wherever. So you get the idea. So I have all of these mapped on this mechanical keyboard. So currently I have, I think, what is it? So I have a total of 9 scenes, but I can program as many as I want. So I can use all of these. Now this keyboard, I use it in addition to my regular Mac keyboard, if you can see it there. So it's really nice that I'm able to program it. It comes with its own software. So it's called the SK71 RGB, and it lights up and everything. You can't see it right now because it's daytime. But all of my shortcuts, I create the shortcuts in Studio One, then I go to the software, program them here, and I also program them in my mouse. So let's say I'm mixing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my vocals, but I don't want to be here in the console. So with my right hand, with my mouse, with my Logitech, I click on button number 5, and then I have my mix session here. Now I have my zoom to fill command there that I learned from Marcus Hoykins, and I love that macro. So, I'll go to, let's say, the drums. Then I want to zoom them in. Sometimes I like to zoom in. Sometimes I don't. Then I'll go to my bass. If, take the whole thing like that. And you could add a macro to where it does it automatically, but I like to have it separately. Now, if I'm in the session, I also have all of my markers set up right here. 1, 2, see how it's changing markers? It's pretty neat. So I know like T is my chorus. You eventually get used to it. I thought about labeling this, but it's really not worth it. It's really easy. Scenes, markers, and then I have other things here. I have so many available keys. I also like this. I use this as my transport. So if I go there, you know, I could forward, rewind, move by bars, and then go to the beginning, stop it like that. I also have that on my mouse for quick, access. So if I'm mixing and I'm just, you know, I could stop it, stop from my mouse. I can forward, I can rewind, I can go to my mixer, then I can reduce the size, the height of it, and things like that. So I'm doing that with the use of this Logitech 604. So to recap, I have a few tools that through the years I realized that I needed. So I've tried the fader port 16, the fader port 8, the fader port 1, which I still love. I have that one. I use it at church for live streaming. It's quick access and it moves with the banks. Now, by using scenes, another benefit is that my UF8 changes with the scene. So you can see through that view there how my scenes change. So this is really nice for fast access, and I can do automation, I can do volume, leveling, my static mix, and I have access to all of these as well. And this one also has a focus thing, so I can use this as a knob for any parameter that my mouse is pointed at. But I'd rather use the knob. It's just easy right here, and it feels nice. The way I'm sitting down, my knees are at 90 degrees, my elbows are at 90 degrees. This is perfect right here. My screen is right in front, right close. My speakers are behind, and I just love this workflow. So just to close it off, I'm going to show off here and show you all of my scenes. Hey, what do you want to see? You want to see the vocal? There it is. Drums, bass. There it is. See? So just quickly navigating through my session. I could do that. I could do that. If I want to see all of the tracks, I do that, and that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions or any thoughts or any ideas, I know it may seem a bit convoluted or complex, but it's not. Once you figure out your workflow, then you want to, what I like to do is, just get my fingers memorizing all these different shortcuts. So instead of memorizing shortcuts on my main keyboard, and by the way, I still use my main keyboard for like save, the F function. So I literally have, so many buttons where I can assign macros and shortcuts. Because I thought about getting the, what do they call that little deck? Where you can push the buttons. I can't remember the name, the Elgato deck or whatever. But then I thought, well, why don't I just use this keyboard? Because I really bought this keyboard because I thought it was cool, but I can't do all of the things that I can with my regular keyboard. And then I realized that because of the software that it has, I can use this as a control board. So it's freaking really sweet. And now when I'm mixing, I mean, it's super fast. I have I mix mainly with the SSL and Studio One plugins. So I have everything mapped out. So I have a pretty good workflow. So I don't know what you think. Is it too complex? Do you like it? I like it. Let me know your thoughts, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.